Well, this is a new thing for me, but I just got done watching some YouTube videos about police officers and police brutality and sort of things like that. I understand police brutality, and I am definitely against it because I am training to be a cop, and so I see the limitations and what people can say is police brutality and what really isn't. I literally just saw a video of a police officer who was going after a man who had a warrant for his arrest, and it was I think it was domestic violence domestic violence charge. Right there, as a domestic violence charge, a police officer will be told that the man could be armed and dangerous. As soon as it comes over the radio. As soon as it comes over his radio, it's going to be something could happen in this situation. Well, the police officer gets out of his car, and he is yelling at the man the whole entire time, "Don't do it, don't get out of the vehicle, don't get out of the vehicle," and he gets out of the vehicle. Okay, then the police officer takes it to the next step, which is the next step on the police's force. And the guy does not put his hands up at all. The police officer's yelling at him, and this is all happening, and I will admit, this all happens in seconds. This all happens so quick. He tells him to put his hands up. He doesn't listen. He's not listening to him. Put your hands up. Doesn't listen. At that point in time, the police officer comes around the truck. His gun's been pulled. The only thing that I could probably see out of the video, the police officer pulled his gun too soon. But then the man gets out of the truck. He's out of the truck already. He does not listen to the police officer after being told, "Put your hands up." And he has a knife. As learning about police officers and training to be one, I know the rule on a knife. 20 feet from a police officer and the suspect is too close. 20 feet, you can die. 20 feet, the man could still run at you and kill you with the knife. That's what they are trained. End of story. That's what a police officer is trained. So, the man does not run at him. I will admit that. But as soon as that knife comes out, he is a threat to the police officer. The police officer does say, "Put the knife down." He says it once. That's all he has to say, is it once. Really, he doesn't have to say it once. If you look at the law, he does not. You shouldn't pull a knife on a police officer. End of story. And he gets shot. I think it was 14 or some times. Another thing, a police officer is trained nowadays to continuously fire until he feels the threat has stopped. Not shoot 2 times then stop. Like most people or reporters would say, and that's bullshit. He is to shoot until he feels the aggression has stopped. Some people may have different feels of when the aggression stops. Sometimes I even agree. You don't pump 20 or some shots into a person. I don't see that, or even 14 for that matter. I understand that. That's probably too much. But still, to the police officer, maybe 14 was enough. And I've had so many comments coming on this video that I saw. And people just eating up the cops, eating up the police officer for what he did was right. People judge an officer of the law before they even know the rules. Like 90% of people don't know the 20-foot rule. If you're within 20 feet with a knife between you and a police officer, you will be shot. People were saying, why didn't he use the taser? Well, by the time the police officer he already had his gun out and was telling the man, "Put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up." He did not listen. When he came around the truck, the bed of the truck, he saw the man had a knife. He told him to put the knife down really quick. He told him that, so he could have dropped it. It just takes 1 second to open your hands and put your hands up. And the police officer opened up on him. The whole thing with the taser, like I said, he already had his gun out. That means he would literally have had to put his gun away, which a lot of people don't realize. A police officer's holster is not a normal holster. You have to literally turn the gun a certain way for it to unlock the gun, and literally have to put it in a certain way for the gun to go back in. That is a rule of thumb for police officers, because too many people were trying in scuffs or fights when they got in a fight with somebody who was trying to resist, they would take their gun. That stopped people trying to take their weapon. He would have literally had to put his gun away, which takes probably about 2 seconds, and literally had to then pull his taser out, which would probably take about 1 second. And who knows if the police officer even has a taser. Another thing people don't know, all police officers do not have tasers. All police officers do not have mace. To have a taser or mace, you must be sprayed with mace and tased, so you know how the feeling of a taser feels before you can be registered to carry one. So I do not know if the guy had a taser or didn't, or mace for that matter, but still did not have the time, with a man standing right in front of you with a knife, did not have the time to put his gun away, pull out a taser, or mace for that matter, and tase him. That leaves the man who had a knife, the suspect who had a knife, left him way too much time to just run up and stab the man. As a police officer of the law, they do stupid things. We all do stupid things. And it happens. But before you go judging a police officer on what he did, make sure you look up the law. Make sure you look up what you think he did wrong. Because I watched that video at least 4 times, and every single time, the only thing I can see wrong was the police officer probably pulled his gun too soon. Because he had the gun as soon as he got out of the car. You don't know. That doesn't need to be done. But I had to get that off my chest. I normally don't do videos like this, but I saw that, and I see all these police brutality videos and stuff, and I'm not a fan of police brutality. I will tell you if there's a police brutality. I'm one to say, no, that is wrong. He shouldn't have done that. But that police officer did his job correctly, and it just happened that it was an incident where someone died. And people, when they see a police officer kill someone, they think that's wrong. And sometimes it is. And sometimes it's the right thing to do. Which, I mean, it's never a right thing to kill somebody, but he did his job right, and people just need to look up their stuff before they go and judging police officers. And that's all I got to say about that, so, thanks.